So to join your squares together with a single crochet, what we're going to need to do is have our squares facing nice side up. So the right side, it could be known in a pattern, so it's the pretty side. This is the good side and that is the bad side. If you have turned your work at the end of each row, there won't be a good or a bad side, but if you have continued going around the same way, there will be a good and a bad side. So getting your pretty sides, you're going to put the bad sides together. So you're going to be looking at the pretty side. So what we're going to do is, grabbing our hook, we're going to put it into the center stitch or the corner stitch. So if it's a different square to this, it won't matter where it is, it'll always be on the corner. It's not a matter of just counting stitches, it's just a matter of looking at it and finding the corner stitch. You're going to grab your yarn that you wish to join with, place it over the hook and pull through, and then we're going to chain one. Pull down your yarn at the back, do another chain one. Sorry, something on there, it's gone now. And then we're going to single crochet across here. So going into each stitch on the front and the back, so you're going to locate the same stitch on the back. Then we are going to work a single crochet. Go into the same stitch on the front, find the same stitch on the back, and then single crochet. And then we're going to repeat that all the way across. Now, once you get used to it, you should be able to just stab through your crochet work without actually sort of separating it and looking. You'll be able to tell which one you've worked into and which one you haven't. So you're going to do that all the way across. Now I'm just going to speed up a little bit and I'll show you a cheats method. Because normally when you join them, you can join them sort of in a strip, so you'd have a long skinny strip when you join them together. But for me, because I hate sewing in ends, that creates a lot of ends because you're only ever going to be joining one end, getting your next square, joining it here, and then you've got another end. But if you have to make like a big block of something, so in this pattern you've got quite a few that are all sort of laying next to each other. And if you're making an afghan, you've definitely got a lot that are laying next to each other, not just in one strip. So when you're going to get to the end, you've got to make sure you've got to go into the corner stitch. So I'm not quite there. Don't take any notice of that, that's just an end I haven't sewn in. Now if you know how to work over your stitches, you can work that into the next piece. So you're going to find the corner stitch, making sure you've got the corner stitch on the other one. Right, so we've done that seam there. Now we're going to grab another square I've already joined most of my squares together and I need two. Right, we're going to have to pretend. This one's already joined. But we're going to have to pretend that this is just a single square and it's not already joined. So what you're going to do is grab this square, which will be a single square, and this square, which is a single square, and you're going to lay them together again the same way. So it's bad sides together. So you've got the good side facing you and the good side facing you. Ignore that because it's not supposed to be there. So getting good sides facing out, bad sides facing together. Notice how this is still attached to this square. We've come along here and joined and it's still attached. what we're going to do now is continue straight across onto our next lot of squares, finding the corner stitch on both your squares like we did before, picking up your working yarn that you're using, because we haven't cut it off, remember, it's still attached, and then we're going to work a single crochet. Make sure it's reasonably tight. You don't want it loose, otherwise it's going to separate like so. You want to make sure that it's reasonably tight so that it can't separate. Don't like try and strangle it, but make it show it so it's, you know, it's together like so. Then continue on to the next lot of stitches. So I'll do a few and then show you what it's going to look like. Oh look, we've got an end here. We can work over that. So what you do is you place it layering on top of the work. That was handy. I can show you how to do it. So this is what I like about this method. You don't have to sew the ends in on the last round of your granny square. So we're single crocheting across, and this is just getting laid on top of the work. See how it's just laying down? It's not doing anything special, it's just laying there. And as you crochet along, it's getting trapped in your crocheted row. That's pretty good, isn't it? So now we have these two joined together. Now ignore that up there, that's not supposed to be there. And now these two are joined together as well. Can I get that high enough so you can't even see it? There we go. It's not there. See? Go on. So it's joined together. This leaves the ridge there. So if you like that method, that's great. You can use that. So once you've got all your blocks, so on the pattern, you need fours that are like this. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you've got 8 squares in a block. So that's easy to do that on this pattern. You can just grab 4 sets of 2 and just keep going. We'd have to go that way because you're crocheting that way, but you just keep going. So you pick up another 2 and then another 2 and just crochet across. So you'll have 4 joined together, and they'll look funny because they'll be all flapping in the wind like so. But then you go up here and join your yarn and then crochet in this direction, and then that will give you less ends. Now I hope I haven't confused you by doing it that way. If it really confuses you, just work your crochet in strips. That's fine, it's going to work as well. And then when you've got all your strips together, you crochet along and join them all together. That's really easy. So once you've joined all of your squares together, then I'm going to show you what to do. We're going to connect our bag so it looks like a bag.